Disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Do not attempt this at home. Vitiated how-to will not be responsible because you decided to be a cheap ass and not hire a professional.
On with the show.
All right, how do you treat it and prevent HSV outbreaks? Well, as of right now, I'll do it. As of right now, Walgreens, because that's where I was, has clearanced out all the Abreva and their own brand except for one 2-gram tube type. So they can charge you $44 for that little tube. When a month ago, it was $25. Imagine how that changed. But I'm just letting you know. Are there a lot of things that will treat it? Well, I had found, because Valtrex, which is now the generic brand of it, is Valcyclovir. And I have found that I was taking at 500 milligrams a day worked. It helped me from getting them and keeping them away. Because the type of work I did, I would always stress out my body to the point of exhaustion. And I was always having outbreaks. So I took it for 20 years. Now the downside of taking that for 20 years, I ended up with COVID twice. And if I hadn't been taking it, I never would have got it. I had never had pneumonia. I never got sick before I started taking it. And I had been sick 4 times. 2 of those were COVID. The other 2 times were something stupid. But prior to that, I never would have got sick. And being on the Valcyclovir, I ended up in the hospital for 7 days because of an infection. They couldn't find what was causing it. Now, beforehand, I never ended up with any kind of infections. So you take it for a grain of salt and for what it's worth. Now, there's other things like Abreva, which works really well, but it's now almost $50. And I don't know how well the Walgreens brand is, because they only had one of them, so I'm fixing to find out about that. I know back in the day, we used to use toothpaste. Helped really well. Carmex did really well. That's how you always do. Whoever had cold sores, every one of them had Carmex, whatever you want to say. The skin stuff that you cover your skin with, like if you get an abrasion or whatever, and you put this little liquid on there, I can't remember what it's called, that helps, like a little sealant, that helps a lot. Really helps you keep from spreading it from one part of your mouth to the other. That works really well. Okay, so I guess I lied. I'm pretty sure this is the last video, but we'll see. Give me a second, I'm trying to do 2 things at once here. Well, what I was talking about in one of the other videos is, this is liquid bandage. The name brand for it is New Skin. It used to be called Liquid Skin, but there it is. And what that is, it covers abrasions and different little things, but it's sticky and it kind of burns like hell, especially what I'm using it for, which is off use, what it's actually for. So good thing you paid attention to the disclaimer before the video. So what I do is, you got the little bitty brush there, and miserable pain, and you just apply it and be prepared because it's going to burn like hell. Of course it does. Is that actually used for that? No. Are you supposed to use it for that? Probably not. It says external use, and I've never found a label that it talks about that's what it's used for or could be used for. But that's when I'm in a pinch and I couldn't afford the Abreva and I couldn't afford the Valtrex and all the other different little things. And there was another one. This here is kind of an offshoot thing too. I've used it before. It burns like hell, but it works. The liquid bandage or the new skin works a lot better. If you can't find either one of them, then try that. You can also get away with Anbesol. It helps with the relief when you can't find none of them. You can look for the Anbesol or the generic of it. And I think that's for tooth pain or whatever. It actually helps with the misery of the pain a little bit, because believe me, after 45 years, some of these are really miserable, and they can be miserable, and they will be miserable. So, anything I can help you guys without having to pop pills and support the drug companies, big pharma, the best way I can not do, I'll help you out. So, now I think this last video. And there's something, it's supposed to be a natural one, L-Lysine, L something, you have to look it up. I don't know. But because Abreva is almost $50, I figured I'd give it a shot. But that's only been talked about in the past 4 or 5 years. Prior to that, there really wasn't nothing that helped except for the Carmex. Sometimes the Blistex did, sometimes it didn't. It was a hit and miss. So those are the best ways I can think of to prevent it. To help preventing an outbreak, or if you get an outbreak, to help lessen it. But keep in mind, when you start to feel that, you're automatically contagious. As soon as you feel a cold sore coming on, you're automatically contagious. I'm telling you that now. You can run off at the mouth and whatever the fuck you want, I'm telling you. I know too many people that has spread that shit because they said, oh, it's not that bad. It's just a little this and a little that. I know a few people that their entire fucking family got it. Their spouse and their fucking kids. So, I mean, be mindful. And it really sucks for a kid to get it. I mean, I had it since I was a little kid. And I didn't volunteer for that shit. And it wasn't fair to me. And it ain't fair to kids. And that outbreak, you can possibly kill an infant. Because that's been going around a lot here in the past 5 or 6 years where I live. You've got the older people from the boomers and what you guys call the silent generation that have had it for so long. And they don't even know they have an outbreak, or they have an outbreak and nobody stopped them. End up getting the kid sick, and the kid break out in a bunch of crazy things, and next thing you know, that poor kid's dying. And it really sucks, and it's miserable. And with that, figure on about your outbreak taking about 2 months. Because with that, with the outbreak, once it starts, it could be anywhere from 7 days to 30 days for that cold sore to go away. That's just if you're lucky. And then you have at least 2 more weeks not to do anything to make sure you're not contagious, because within those 2 weeks you still are contagious. So I would just ballpark a month. It is what it is. Or you'll fuck around and find out that it could be spread to a lot of other places that you never thought you could have it.